In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these hand-created doodles that you see all over the place in sales letters and the like. You can buy these commercially, but they're pretty pricey, and once you know a few tricks, you can create them with a scanner and Photoshop. So here I have one that I created earlier, and you can see I put it on a blue background, so you can see that it's just perfect. It's there's no sort of white border or anything around it. So let's make a start, and I'll show you all the steps. So here I have a scanned image of some of the doodles that I've created. Now, when you're creating these doodles, you want to use something like a Sharpie felt tip pen to get a nice thick black image on the paper. And you want reasonably high quality paper that doesn't bleed too much, like I have here. So here we have a few images. Let's maybe zoom into the wow. Now you can see, although I created it with black ink, it isn't perfectly black. So we might want to just make it a bit blacker. So I'm going to do image adjustment and levels. And you can see this shows the different levels. I'm going to make it blacker by pulling this over to the right hand side. And I'm not going to pull it all the way. If I pull it all the way, I'll have a rough edge. I'm just going to pull it to this little peak here, so I've got a bit of texture in the image, but it's basically all black. And then I'm going to select. I'm going to use the magic select tool. I've got contiguous off, and I've got a tolerance of around about 10. So when I do that, I'm selecting all the white area. I'm going to flip that, so select inverse. So now I'm selecting the black text, and then I'm going to feather. And feathering just means I'm going to blur the border slightly. Feather with a radius of, say, 2 pixels. Okay. Now in Photoshop, the key is Control J, creates a new layer with that selection. So I'm just going to hit Control and J, and I'm going to turn off the base layer. And now you can see the wow text, but you can also see there is a slightly white or grey border around the text, and this is where amateurs mess up. If I just use this image in the doodle, then it probably wouldn't look that good. You'd get a white border which would look a bit ugly. It'd look obviously like an image and not like personal hand-drawn text. So the key is, and this is really the ninja trick, is to right-click on the layer and select blend options. And one of those blend options is color overlay. And if you want to select color overlay, it will make everything in that image of the color that you select. Now, if you're used to seeing these sort of reds, it'll probably be a red between something like 153 and 204. I call it Kennedy red in honor of Dan Kennedy. So let's put 204 in here. In fact, let's go a bit darker today. 153. Let's cooperate. Okay, that's a nice blood red. Now that's blood red. If you want blue, is 0, 35, 135, and that's sort of a nice navy blue, good blue. So you can use that. I'm going back to the red, which was 15300. Okay, that's great. And hit OK then. And then I'm going to duplicate this image, edit, image, duplicate. There we go. And then let's zoom in on this wow. Let's cut it out with the clip tool. And if you just go close to the border, it'll stick normally around about where you need it. That'll That'll do. And then you need File, Save for Web and Devices. Now here again, you need to be sure that you save this as a PNG24. If you save it as a JPEG, it'll have a white background. If you save it as a PNG8, it'll have this nasty white border. So it needs to be PNG24. So I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm just going to call it a wow doodle. Hit save. Now let's go and see what this looks like. We're going to insert picture on this PowerPoint, and here we have the wow doodle. Insert, and there you have it, a nice wow custom drawn with no fringing whatsoever. So hope you found this useful, and hope you can create your own doodles.